Ms. Denise Phua.
Speaker, sir, in his development and delivery of Budget 2019, our Finance Minister, Heng Swee Keat, has lived up to his reputation of being both gentle and firm. This is a budget that tries to uplift every Singaporean, the children, the youth, the seniors, and in particular the Merdeka generation. This is also a budget that relentlessly pushes local enterprises and workers to step out of their comfort zone and build deeper capabilities to fend the unforgiving disruptions caused by globalization and technology. I'd like to speak on one, the key pillar of our economy, the small medium enterprises or SMEs, which form 99% of all local firms. And two, the key pillar of our social service terrain, the voluntary welfare organizations or VWOs, which together with the public agencies jointly deliver many of the social and even healthcare services in our country. First, on SMEs, a key pillar of the Singapore economy contributing about 50% of our GDP. In addition to creating wealth and jobs, a vibrant entrepreneurial spirit is a national asset that feeds a flourishing society. Hence, the responses by SMEs are important points of consideration in fine-tuning our policies and communication efforts. There are two budget features that I would like to touch on concerning businesses. One is on the dependency ratio ceiling, or the restriction on foreign manpower. It has been more than 6 years since foreign manpower dependence was tightened to drive higher productivity and redirect foreign manpower to higher tech content businesses, and also to protect the employment of our own local workers. However, whilst automation and digitalization have helped industries such as the construction and manufacturing sectors, the same cannot be said of the service sector. As Budget 2019 continues with the latest DRC reduction to 35% in 2021, sectors likely to be hit will be in hospitality, F&B services, the arts, entertainment, and other lifestyle sectors. I spoke to Mr. Benedict Chua, the owner of Cube Boutique Hotel, which specializes in the capsule hotel model with its highly space-efficient yet comfortable bunk bed accommodation in both Chinatown and the Kampong Glam vicinity. Ben, who has fully used up his foreign worker quota, primarily in the housekeeping department, has tried all means to transform his business model. He has found a new market niche in the highly space-efficient capsule hotel market. He has also automated his guest check-in system, and he took a lead with government, the IMDA, to install a communal dining ordering system in the Kampong Glam tourist belt. And Ben is all ready to employ any local staff willing to work if he only can find them. Now, this manpower challenge on the ground is also faced by larger service enterprises. Mr. Andres Sogaiman, Senior VP of the Human Capital and Development of Pan Pacific Hotel Group, in his efforts to employ local staff, has embarked on a program to employ persons with disabilities. Despite this, the group is still short of manpower, as shift jobs in his industry continue to be unpopular among Singaporeans. Andres and his team shared that the pool of willing workers from Malaysia and China is shrinking. And these are the hard truths on the ground. How does government encourage enterprises like Cube Boutique Hotel and Pan Pacific Hotel, which are aligned with our national direction and yet still face manpower challenges? Next, on the tiered support for different tiers, different types of SMEs according to size. Instead of broad strokes, a tiered or differentiated approach is explicitly adopted in Budget 2019 to provide different help, different strokes of help to SMEs of different sizes. Hence, high growth large firms get more dedicated support and account management are here to scale and internationalize, such as using the Scale Up SG program. Those in the mid-sized tier will get slightly less. And the biggest base comprising many of these small and micro firms are assisted through more plug-and-play solutions and mostly self-help platforms or the heartland SME centers. So a very differentiated approach for different tiers. Now, Dr. Suanto and her team, one of my grassroots, Dr. Suanto, recently started Novi Health, a medical clinic and health tech company which combine clinical care with technology-enhanced solutions to prevent and manage diabetes and other chronic conditions. Suan spoke to me small firm, about her team's wish to assess a roadmap and a more competent tech coach which will likely not be available in view of a startup size and in view of our strategy of differentiated support for different tiers of SMEs. So while differentiated support favoring larger SMEs makes sense, as larger firms arguably give more returns to the economy and give more jobs, provide more jobs, all large firms themselves, however, start small, often with humble beginnings. How would government identify and nurture small startups who deserve a leg up but who might be overlooked because of their being defined as a micro or small business? So I have further suggestions to help the SMEs and for Minister to consider. Number one, aggressively identify and train and develop a special workforce comprising senior citizens and persons with disabilities. Incentivize SMEs through higher special employment incentives or credits to employ these special workforce members. 3, provide a buffer foreign headcount for a duration if an employer is willing to guarantee the training of employment of, say, more than 10 local staff with disadvantaged backgrounds. 4, update the pool of source countries to include countries such as Myanmar to allow employees to fulfill the DRC. And 5, to adopt and execute well a 4-pronged process to nurture the largest base of small and micro SMEs, the largest base, the most SMEs. And the 4 prongs being the 4 A's: awareness, affiliation, action, and advocacy. Many SMEs are still not fully aware of the purpose and slew of measures government has in store for them. That's for awareness. Those who are aware may not be convinced of the need to change and upgrade and will need to affiliate or buy in through a more impactful and regular targeted sharing of successful transformations in their specific industries. And 3, SMEs who are aware and willing to take action often also find themselves burdened by daily operational demands and operational fires. My search on the SME portal was interesting, but it was insufficient to develop a roadmap or action plan if I were running my own business. So some way must be found to competently facilitate classes of similar SMEs on a regular basis to adopt or to pluck some low-lying fruits together, such as shared services in HR, accounting, and common industry-specific applications. That's for action. Finally, advocacy in this 4-step process. Just as Dr. Robert Yap from the YCH Group has risen to become an advocate for transformation in the logistics industry, more aggressive efforts ought to be made for more of such evangelists to be profiled for the rest in his industry and to harness these advocates' ideas for further industry transformation. We need more of the Robert Yaps in other industries as well. So moving even the smallest SMEs from awareness to affiliation to action and to advocacy in Singapore's enterprise transformation vision is a framework that I hope government can consider. And finally, next, on building a caring society and the role of voluntary welfare organizations, or VWOs. So it is a known fact that the demand for healthcare and other social services to assist our disadvantaged is mounting in our society. Our finance minister had himself shared that these needs cannot be met by government alone and will require the rest of the village society, join in the solutioning. Besides donors, one significant partner to government is the voluntary welfare organizations, or the VWOs. Unless they are more financially independent, much of their time will be taken up to seek funds instead of strengthening their services. So therefore, I have 3 suggestions to enhance the financial independence of the VWOs so that they can provide more sustainable quality services with government. I propose that government, 1, further incentivize donors to IPC by offering a 300% tax deduction provision for the Bicentennial Community Fund, similar to that implemented for SG50. 2, help VWOs further earn their own stream of incomes by allowing VWOs to invest in Singapore savings bonds, for instance. This is currently not permitted. And 3, for government to invest in and nurture VWOs with good track records and help them build social enterprises and other revenue-earning arms to reduce their dependence on government grants and donations. Create platforms similar to the enterprise model that we see in the economy side, such as the VWOs Go Digital, Scale Up VWOs, VWOs Co-Investment Fund, or VWOs Go Regional. There is no reason why this sector cannot be more entrepreneurial and why they cannot spawn a McDonald's type chain of sorts to create many more jobs for the differently able. There's no reason why they can't set up e-commerce sites with plug-and-play solutions to market and distribute its own services and products. There's no reason why VWOs cannot start regional businesses offering much-needed training in social services, consulting services, and disability management, for instance. And since there is no way that government will be able to fund all the needs, it must find ways, like it does for the SMEs, to strengthen its VWO partners so that they too can be more financially independent and continue to be a strong service partner to government. In conclusion, sir, Budget 29 is a comprehensive and sensible budget. Well, Budget 2019 is a comprehensive and sensible budget. Will Budget 29 make any major difference to the transformation of our country's business and social service sectors? I believe the devil is in the details, and the key is in the execution. And I hope the Minister will consider some of my inputs. So I strongly support the budget.